I am living inside a nightmare. This is what it's like to experience psychosis. Psychosis is a thought disorder where people can lose touch with reality. Psychosis is a very difficult experience to have. In fact, it has taken me a while to write about it because it has been distressing to remember. I think, however, that it is important to talk about it because there is a lot of misunderstanding around it. Psychosis is much more scary for the person experiencing it than for those watching. It is an internal state of fear. You are frightened of the world. It feels as if the external world is intruding on your insides, so much that you can't tell the difference between what is part of you and what is external. When I have experienced psychosis, I have had florid hallucinations. At these times all my senses play tricks on me, so that I can hear, see or even smell things that are not there. This has been like dreaming whilst awake, except rather than having nice dreams I am living inside a nightmare. It is a kind of mental torture that my own brain is putting me through. The last time it happened I had a hallucination that my computer was writing things directed to me and simultaneously that the radio was talking at me in an accusatory way. I then made the mammoth effort to stay up all night determined to do battle with the computer and radio commentator. I thought that if I stayed up all night the BBC would have to pay a lot of overtime to the DJ and that the computer would get bored. I fell asleep after the early morning shipping forecast and had to go to hospital later that day. Although the experiences I have had are extremely frightening for me, I have never ever been dangerous to another person. In fact, many of my greatest fears in this state are worrying and caring a lot about other people and being frightened for them. Disorganized thinking or delusions can sometimes accompany psychosis. At one point I had the delusion that I was psychic and that my parents were in great danger from an intruder that I was convinced was in their house, and I was calling them throughout the night to check they were alive. What made this situation worse was that every time I called them, I had the audible hallucination of what I thought was a click of a revolver down the line. Sometimes when experiencing psychosis I can be overworried for others and hypervigilant for their welfare. This can also be accompanied by very severe depression. When I have experienced this, I have had thoughts to take my own life. This is usually why I have to go to hospital when I am unwell, because I am likely, in this state, to harm myself. It is also that the sheer mental torture is exhausting, and I need to rest somewhere safe. I am fortunate that I have been able to access NHS healthcare and hospital when I need to. As reported recently, many people are not given the chance to recover because of such severe cuts to public services, and these cuts invariably affect us all. Popular star Hannah Stone dies aged 16. Self-care. It's not all bubble baths and scented candles. 6 mistakes I made when I went back to work after a mental health breakdown. What is so frustrating about this situation is that people experiencing severe mental illness do have the capacity to form a meaningful life if they are given the societal and family support they need. They deserve to be given the opportunity of a caring environment to recover. A first step to this recovery can be a proper understanding of their experiences and kindness from others. Further information about psychosis can be found on the Mind website, and information about forms of recovery can be found on the Rethink website. More, how to cope with missing out on the chance to have kids because of a severe mental health problem, or sometimes all you need in a mental health first aid kit is tissues and some kindness.